was born in Texas City. I grew up in Texas City and went to school at the University of Houston, just right down the road. I'm an attorney. I live in Houston, Texas, and I was a Rotary Scholar during 1987-1988. So my whole life was Texas until Rotary came along. At the time, I was studying music at the University of Houston, and I graduated with a degree in business eventually, and I mean, I couldn't even get a job as a secretary because I couldn't type. A girlfriend of mine, Inez Steps, encouraged me to apply for the Rotary Ambassadorial Scholarship. It was interesting because I had originally wanted to go to the United Kingdom and study international law, and they sent me to the National University of Singapore. Never would have chosen it in a million years on my own. I'm really, really glad that Rotary sent me there because it opened a whole new world to me that I never would have seen otherwise. I remember one of the early trips that we took out of Singapore where the first trip where I ran into extreme poverty was in India, and I was just shocked that people were living in the streets and didn't have clothing on their bodies. I just couldn't believe that. You know, it was eye-opening, but the longer I was there, it opened my heart. And I remember going through Nepal on a trek and walking past this little hut where a baby was crying, and this child was hungry, and I knew that we could stop and feed this child, but it wouldn't solve the problem. And that had a tremendous impact on me. And I came back a changed person. I finished my law degree and started working, and immediately was invited to join a Rotary Club. I was in the Galleria Club for about 8 or 9 years, working tangentially with Rotary Scholars and international projects, but not really hands-on or personally involved. There was a group going to Nicaragua in June of 2000, and I was getting ready to take on the presidency of the club and thought, well, maybe I ought to go. And at that time, a gentleman by the name of Father Marco, who is an Italian priest, was putting together a significant project to alleviate the extreme poverty and starvation that was going on, and compounded by Hurricane Mitch in 1998. And Father Marco had a school for children who had been relocated to living in a garbage dump. I cannot describe to you the horrible smell. It's a degrading existence. Nobody should live like that. After we left the garbage dump in Shenandoah, we went over to look at the trade schools. And I believe we had lunch at Santa Lucia, which is the school for the blind. And I had heard about a student who was top of her class and just exhibited leadership and intellect. And everybody was very, very proud of her, and I was curious to meet her. And I asked who was this top student that I'd heard so much about. And somebody pointed her out, and her name was Evelyn.
My name is Evelyn de Los Angeles Urbina Zapata. I was born in León, Nicaragua, and I am 23 years old. Currently, I am studying for a degree in languages and literature at the University of León. One day, I met Dr. D'Lisa. At first, I didn't realize what an important moment it was.
I asked Evelyn what she wanted to do. And she chimed back immediately, well, I'd like to be a lawyer.
Yo siempre tuve dos deseos, que eran en aquel entonces el recibirme.
I always wanted to attend a university and study psychology or law.
Ella me manifestó de que si yo deseaba en realidad hacerlo.
D'Lisa told me if I really tried, I could overcome my difficulties.
Entonces, yo sentí que era preciso que me esforzara en lo que yo deseaba hacer. Fue una motivación.
And at that moment, I felt motivated and decided that I would push myself to do it.
Her face just beamed, and she had this broad smile, and my impression was that it was the first time she'd ever been encouraged to do something else, to do something with her life. In remembering the children of India and Nepal and the impotence that I felt in not being able to help them, I felt in Nicaragua a little bit different feeling in that we could do something to help, and we were, and we are, and it made me feel like a better human being. I had heard through Father Marco that Evelyn was doing quite well in school in León, but she had no Braille equipment, and she was pretty much on her own. My husband Michael was asking me, what did I want for my birthday? You know, I have everything I need, and I really don't want that much. But I thought, you know, what I'd really like to have is a Braille machine to give to Evelyn. So we ordered up a Braille machine from the Perkins Institute, and we brought it down to León. We presented this Braille machine to Evelyn, and she was literally hopping from one foot to the other with this big box in her arms.
Yo siempre soñé con tener una máquina propia.
I have always dreamed of having my own machine.
Esa máquina era lo que yo necesitaba.
It was exactly what I needed to get passing grades in school.
And she immediately put the machine down on a table in the room and threaded paper in and started typing.
En esa carta yo quise.
Perhaps with the first letter, I wanted to tell her what I was feeling at that time.
She wrote so beautifully how she felt, and it was so simple.
Yo siempre le he recordado.
I have always remembered you, and you have been on my mind at all times.
En todo momento, porque con sus palabras.
Because your words make me strong.
Me fortalece. Y aquí, el cielo me brindó la dicha.
I thank the heavens for allowing me to meet an angel.
Gracias.
I asked Evelyn would you like to see my face? And she just broke down and started crying. And so I told her, it's okay, you can touch my face. And she still was very hesitant, so I actually pulled her hands to my face, and it was this real quick touching, like a little butterfly kiss. It was a very intimate moment. I think probably one of the most intimate moments I've ever had with another individual. When I first met Evelyn, she would sit crumpled in a chair with her head down. And now she sits up straight. And she is now at the University of Lyon studying Spanish literature and education. What I found out last night was really special in that, and it's kind of all come full circle now, Evelyn is teaching other blind students every afternoon from 2 o'clock till 4 o'clock Braille. But she's able to give back now to the community and give back some of what was given to her. I realized that this is what Rotary does. Rotary addresses these needs. It made me feel as if I was empowered to do something bigger and more than what I could have done on my own.